play with it all day, but it is your way. And when I feel
what's up?
Because my groove is exquisite, such a privilege.
Are y'all ready to get funked up? Somebody say hell yeah. We coming at you hard today, y'all. Alright, Tony Wilson's in the house today. Funk from the front seat. Live. Not on the Grind TV. So we want you to clap your fingers, clap your hands, and snap your fingers like this. Can y'all say the hardest working man in show business? Our special guest today, Mr. Tony Wilson Jr. is in the house. Yo, young James Brown. For those of you that don't know, you better ask somebody. Ohio! What's up, Boosie? What's up, Patty? What's up, Brenda? New York City, Strong Island, Bayshore. I love y'all. Conda forever, y'all. Staten Island, say ho! Oh, I'm stoked today. I'm coming off no sleep. Woo! Delaware, Chocolate City, D.C., Pennsylvania, New Jersey. You heard? What's up, Donna? Congratulations on the next exit. Keepers of the Funk CD release. I love you, sis. Minneapolis, MPLS. I love you, Z. Indiana, you out there? How you doing, Crystal Teleferio? I miss you. Georgia, North and South Carolina. Man, shout out to my nephew, Pat, in Virginia, bro. I need you, man. I need you. Feel better, bro. Florida, I got you. Oh, I feel y'all funking already. I love it. Tony Wilson with us today. Our producer extraordinaire, Mr. Mark Lee, back behind the glass. Not on the Grind TV Funk from the front seat. Philadelphia, Dr. Brookenstein. I know you on the thread. Man, shouts to P-Funk Radio. Pete, we love you, bro. Detroit, what's up, gang? I see you on TV up there, bro. That's what I'm talking about. California, Nevada. How you doing, Joanne? What's up, West Coast? Propel, how you doing out there in Seattle? Samoan, doing the Humpty Hump. In Hawaii, doing the Humpty Hump. Oh, Tokyo, I'm Young Haseyo. Japan, China, Germany, Italy, Dubai, Ireland. We love you, DJ Cocolino. Thank you for spinning my shit. North and South Africa, I got you. The whole continent, y'all, of Africa, I got you. Colombia, como esta? Puerto Rico, my good brothers and sisters down in Haiti. Ukraine, we love you. Russia, we love you too, but you know y'all are jack. Tony Wilson's in the house today. Tony Wilson's in the house today, y'all. Say ho! Woo! I'm hot today, y'all. Say what, Boosie? What you gonna do? Yabba dabba do, baby. Iceland, Poland, I got you. Alaska, where you at? Hawaii, what's up? How you doing? Aloha, mahalo. All around the world for the funk, y'all. Australia, I love you over there, Carmen. You know I do. Right now, without further ado, we're going to bring this funk for you. Tony Wilson Jr. is in the house. But before we bring him in, I just want to let everybody know, welcome to the show. Another great episode from the front seat, not on the Grind TV. We got a good one for you today. Yes, we do. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Please stay active on the chat line. Any comments, please drop them in so we can get them in. And we also want to acknowledge, a few people out there, and all those that have any birthdays or anniversaries, or if someone and love transitioned on or is very, very sick, know that we at From the Front Seat actually do care. And we want to make everybody aware that we're here for you. You can always reach out to somebody, one of us, and just chill and talk. Today I challenge everybody out there to make an I care call. And that simply means call somebody that you care about, just to check on them, just to say hello, and just to make sure that they're doing okay. Plenty of people check up on me all the time, and I really appreciate it because you never know what's going on in a person's life. So we're not here to judge. We're not here to point fingers. We're not here to punch down on or anything like that, man. We're here to lift each other up. The mantra of this show has always been peace, love, and harmony from day one. And, we're going to make sure that we keep letting you guys know, hey, it's okay to feel stuff. Just acknowledge it. And as my funk sister, Brittany Honeybee Robinson would say, keep it moving, y'all. You know what I mean? Also, it's an awareness month of women that are being battered. So we want to make sure that you guys, try to take care of yourselves, man. And, we know what the right thing to do is. So, when you're feeling some kind of way, go for a ride, go for a run, don't take it out on your significant other. That's not really cool. And that's not the way to roll. You know what I mean? So, we just want to acknowledge those few things. And a mad shout out to my nephew, Patrick Henry Mills, who's not feeling well, but bro, I love you. I need you, man. So, get better soon. Right now, without further ado, the hardest working man in showbiz, Mr. Tony Wilson Jr. is in the house with us today, y'all. So let's bring him in. What up, big bro?
Hey, how you doing?
Love that smile. Hey. Love that smile.
Good.
Lighten up the world.
Hey, man, we all need a little lightening up right now.
Yes, we do, man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm like living my life, man, living and keeping them promises to the Godfather, keeping that visual legacy alive.
You keeping it in a big way, man. So now I can text Cheryl and say I finally got you back on because she been at me. So Cheryl, I know you watching. I know you laughing. So he back on. He been busy. Wasn't my fault.
Hey, man, you gotta stay busy. That's for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. So before we even get into anything that we're going to talk about today and, show some amazing photos that you sent and everything, how are you and your family doing, man? You guys okay?
Oh, yeah, we're doing great, man. We're planning so many things together and doing things, and everybody's going on trips together and, doing what family should do,
Yeah.
Uplifting each other,
Yeah.
And that's this family. That's our funk family, and
Yes, that's right. As we continue to come out of this new type thing, as P Funk would say, you know what I'm saying? And we all know what that is because we're all, having some post-COVID issues. Excuse me 1 second.
Yeah,
I'm having some laptop issues, but we all know that we need each other now more than ever. And when I see brothers like you and sisters, out, man, pushing that love and spreading that love, it provides a certain amount of inspiration for me and for other people. So I just want to first acknowledge that to you and say thank you, because what you do is amazing. Not only have you captured the essence of yourself, but you've also captured the essence of the Godfather of soul. And that's a mighty, mighty thing, man. It's like you're his funk angel. You know what I mean? And, I've seen, a lot of your show. I've never seen you live, but I've seen you do what you do. That one picture where you jumped up and your legs are like that and you're like about 4 feet off the ground. I'm like, bro, this bro got like Michael Jordan hang time and shit.
Yeah, we try to get out the way.
Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. That right there, I was like, okay, I see what we're doing here. So give people a little background for those of you just tuning in. The amazing Mr. Tony Wilson, Young James Brown, And where are you tuning in from?
I'm out here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Down in Florida. Okay, the
Yeah.
FL down there in Fort Lauderdale. You didn't get affected by the hurricane or anything, did you?
I did the first one that came out. My car was up under the water. Yeah, but this one, no. I'm fine.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. So give people a little background about you, the person, before we get into your stage persona.
Yeah, well, of course, we have 6 children, 6 siblings, and my mom and dad, raised us to do the right thing, to stay off the streets. We got out of school, we went straight to the Park District and learned tumbling and tap dance and modern dance. My sisters taught me how to tap dance, how to modern dance. My sisters, Pamela, Angeli, Renee, and of course, Cheryl. So we were always into the arts. And so every day right after school, we go straight to the park. And that Park District had all these different activities. If you want ping pong, karate, tumbling, modern dance, jazz dance, trampoline. And those are like the things that the kids take for granted. They have all these activities. So we've always done that from age of 4 and 5 years old. And so all that upbringing, and of course we moved to other places. We kept that tradition going. We went to different parks. We joined it. My sister taught at a lot of different parks. My sister Pamela, and so we stayed out of course, me and my brothers. We stayed out of gangs. We weren't associated at all, really, in the neighborhood, because again, our park was probably about 5 or 6 blocks away, and that's where we went, straight there. So we didn't hang out. And, we spent most of my time, me and my brother, catching frogs and snakes and all that kind of stuff, and walking to the Museum of Science and Industry from 74th Street to 57th Street every Saturday and Sunday. So, yeah, we grew up at doing that. And, of course, we were all really close. We was a big family. So, I got into the music, and then I started just being more into that. And, singing, when Michael Jackson came out, the Jackson 5, I had to just like, okay, I can do this. Then I ended up having an opportunity through Don King to work for Michael Jackson, as I was the top Michael Jackson decoy in the 80s. Yeah. So, it was really good for that. That brought me to other things, as absolutely soon as I got on Oprah Winfrey Show. And then I went on to doing some James Brown right when he got out of jail. So
right. So let's back up one split second. You were a Michael Jackson decoy.
Yeah, I was the top Michael. I don't say impersonator because yeah, but I was the top Michael. I was on Oprah Winfrey Show. I was the top Michael Jackson singer, dancer. Yeah, all that.
Oprah.
I had to. Yeah, man. I had to. So you had to be able to sing like him, dance like him, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Obviously, you were born with a plethora, wealth of talent. I always say some people get sprinkled on like me, and then some people get dipped in. Obviously, it was poured on you. So, like people like you and Bootsy and all of it, it's just a bucket full of stuff poured on you.
Well, I was just blessed to have those sisters, and that's what they did. They danced.
Yeah. Your sisters are amazing, by the way, too, man. They, y'all are so much like family to me. It's just that I want to reach out and give all you guys a big hug one day soon, because we haven't never really met in person. You know what I mean? So
we will.
We will. Oh, yeah. And believe me, we want to open up for you. That still stands, okay? We'll be honored.
We planning that 2023 James Brown's 90th birthday. So
yeah. All right. We're gonna be there. I gotta talk to my peeps. We'll be there for you.
Yes.
What state is that gonna be in?
Every state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We want to go with you then. I got a go bag packed.
We're gonna come, y'all. We're gonna come everywhere.
All right. I don't mind going out with you either, man. I tell you, because like I said, you're an inspiration, man. So you're growing up with all these amazing sisters. There's obviously music in your house, Jackson 5. I'm sure some gospel. I'm sure a lot of funk. When did you gravitate towards becoming this amazing spirit that could morph into James on stage? When did that start happening? What age?
Right after I got out of as soon as Michael Jackson did the Triumph tour and then all of that stuff. And then Michael went solo. When he went solo, that's when I started doing live band. I always had a live band, so I didn't impersonate it. We had a live band. We performed all over in the suburbs, in the north suburbs in Chicago. And so doing all of that right after I got off Oprah Winfrey Show, so 83 and then 87, right around when James Brown got out of jail in 91, Butch Lewis put on a Butch Lewis pay-per-view. So, and then let me tell you, let me back up. When I was living on 92nd Street in Cottage Grove in Chicago, I've always cleaned up and made sure I had some money. I either worked on a bread truck or the paper boy or some kind of route to make some money. And so, of course, I used to clean up after senior citizens' dogs, on the porch or whatever. So this lady named Miss Goldsberg, she took me to go see James Brown when I was 10. So I jumped on the stage with him at 10 years old.
Wow.
And so, he didn't know me then until, of course, I got with my godmother, Martha Reeves, and then I was doing stuff with her. And then, of course, I was closer to James. And so when he got out of jail in 91, Butch Lewis put on, which was a boxing promoter, he put on a pay-per-view, the first pay-per-view ever. And so from that point on, I transitioned from Michael to James Brown because I did everything I could do as far as Michael go.
Right. So let me ask you, you said Martha Reeves and the Vandellas? That's your godmother?
Yes.
Wow, man. Look at that. That's amazing. So you had no choice, basically. You had it coming at you from all sides.
Hey, I had my godfather, Marshall Thompson from the Chi-Lites. That's my godfather.
Wow. Have you seen her?
Yeah. Then, my number one godfather is Dragon from Macedonia.
Okay.
Yes.
Yo. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Macedonia Dragon.
Okay. So when you realized that you were going to actually do this and take it serious at a young age, right? There's always a point and a light inside of us that sparks us that says, okay, no matter what, come what may, hell or high water, this is it for me, right? When did it actually hit you? When did that light hit you and you said, okay, I'm going pro?
Well, that happened when I was doing Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Right before Oprah Winfrey Show.
Okay.
Because for me, it was like, how did Don King approach me to do something, to decoy for Michael? Which decoy, as I explained, is basically Michael was getting too popular outside of the Jacksons. So they had to have decoys where they have lookalikes. And it was me and a couple of other guys in Chicago, Cy and another guy that looked like Michael. And so we'd had glasses on and, the glove, and we'd wave our hand out of limos. They'll place us in certain spots and draw the car one way, and then they can get out the other way.
Right.
They had a lot of fake Jacksons along with Michael just to get in and get out.
Wow. Yeah. I always had heard that. And I also heard that he used to walk around Disneyland as Mickey Mouse sometimes too. So he can have fun.
He was the costume master, believe me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, we got some pictures that we're going to be putting up in the second half and talking about honoring the celebration of James Brown's 90th birthday, which will be May 3rd is his actual birthday, 2023. And, we're going to talk about that a little bit because you got this huge thing that you just mentioned that's coming through every state. So we're going to make sure that we get the word out, man. And, we're honored to have you on Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV, man. You're just an amazing dude, amazing cat, man. And for everybody out there, please stay active on the chat line. Support this brother. Go to his website. You can follow his information. It's all over the place, man. So last time you were here, which was a minute ago, you told a story about you was doing something with Bootsy, and there's a YouTube video of you and Patty standing in front of Bootsy's stage, I guess in the rehearsal studio. Tell us a little bit about your meeting Bootsy and Patty Collins and how all that came about.
I met Bootsy. Wow. I met Bootsy officially right when James Brown got out of jail in 1991. Other than going to some of the concerts, of course, I wasn't able to get backstage at that time, but I met him officially and physically in 91 at the Wilton Theater that Butch Lewis put on. And I had already had made from Detroit this James Brown dial, which I gave to James Brown. So MC Hammer and all of them was on there, and then I guess the big pay-per-view put on this big James Brown dance contest, and whoever's the best James Brown from different cities and different states. So of course I won for Chicago. But when I went there, James Brown's wife saw me, and she said, "Hey," she said, "you're Martha Reese, godson." Yeah, she said, "You're not getting in no contest." So she had me perform for the after party. MC Hammer and Muhammad Ali and Malcolm Jamal Warner and all of them were there. So that's where it really hit. With James Brown telling me I got some stuff that I want to do. And then I asked them to endorse me for a play called Black Heroes, a 60 cast member play, and they put me in there doing James Brown.
Wow. Yeah. So after you finally realize, like, hey, you got this gift and you're going to keep this thing going. And of course, at that time, James was still with us, in the physical, and of course, James is James. His legacy speaks for itself. I mean, he's on the Mount Rushmore. So, there's nothing else need be said about it. It's just, it is what it is. And thank you for everybody tuning in. Georgia Funkavinci, David Brooks, and everybody popping in, yo. Thank you. Stay active on the chat line. We appreciate you guys. Mark Lee, our producer back there. I love you, Mark, and thank you for all the hard work that you put in to make this show go. We appreciate you guys so much. After you met Bootsy and you're putting together your show, what state were you in at the time? Because how did you find the right musicians to pull this off?
Well, what I did basically is that I was able to do James Brown hired me for 2 movies. We did, in actual fact, Bootsy was involved in that too. We had the thing in 1999. It was called Funk Blast, and Funk Blast is, you can go to YouTube, type in Tony Wilson Filmology or First Filmology, and you'll see it. Well, it's called Funk Blast. So they had everybody: Bootsy Collins, Fred Wesley, Bobby Bird, Cheese, which he's a guitar player. You name Dr. John, Slide Stone, anybody you can name were in this. And I was the young James Brown. I was in this big poster, and then I jumped out of this poster, and then the whole street lit up. It's just a real beautiful thing. And Bootsy played some super duper bass on that thing. It was like a big street party, but it was all lit up in color. It's called Funk Blast. You got to see that. Tony Wilson Filmology, the First Filmology, and it's just unbelievable. So Bootsy, Catfish, Fred Wesley, Ed Maceo, Marcus Miller. I mean, you can't even name a funk artist that wasn't there. So the guy that put the cape on me was actor Harry Lennox.
Okay.
Right. So you actually had those clips. And so we were really getting locked in tight because I was always with Mr. Bobby. Mr. Bobby was James Brown's manager. So that's how I got to James Brown to fly me all over. But that's the first Bootsy thing. And then James Brown hired me another one to do Beat the Devil, which is called BMW, film Beat the Devil. So I was in that. And then, I've always seen Bootsy and Patty because we did this other thing. I was with Mr. Bobby. So, of course, anywhere that Mr. Bobby was, Bootsy was there. So I was always in the car with them. And then I met Patty when we were doing on the set of Funk Blast, and so we got really super close, and we are really close. And so now,
love you, Patty.
Yeah, Patty, Peppermint Patty, that's my girl.
Yeah, she's tight.
She knows what I'm thinking. As soon as she see me, she knows we're going straight to White Castle.
Yo, I tell you, I live in North Carolina now, but I'm from New York City, man. I miss White Castles like I miss breathing air. Let me tell you something. I told Patty when I come to Cincinnati, I was like, I'm going to White Castles.
Yeah,
after I visit you and Bootsy.
Yeah, and so me and Patty become really super close, and Bootsy is just like a cat, man. That once you meet him, you regret that you haven't met him 10 or 15 years.
Amen.
Because he's just that wonderful and awesome. So, when James Brown died, man, I was the first one to get this call because, like I said, I was really close to Charles Bobbitt. And I always called James Brown on Christmas Eve for years. Yeah. And so I called there, and Mr. Bobbitt said, we're at the dentist's office. And then that transitioned to him going to the hospital.
Yeah. I know. December 25th was a weird weird day.
Yeah, it was real weird.
2006, of course, the
But
Godfather of Soul transitioned to a bigger stage, so
yeah.
God needed him up there to perform, I guess,
Right.
But
But then
go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we went from there, and after that happened, I put together some, all of the other James Brown guys, the Soul Generals. And we were doing shows. The first show we did after Mr. Brown died, I got them all together, and we did the Toonie fight in Fort Lauderdale, in Hollywood. I'm sorry, at the Hard Rock. Yeah, so we did that show, and I did a lot of other different shows. And then Bootsy came up with this fantastic idea of wanting to do what a lot of other musicians should do, is to pay homage to the person that gave you, you pass that torch, or you show your love. And so he wanted to show his love to James Brown.
Right.
And so he organized a tour that we went on in 2008, and Bootsy brought everybody with him. And I mean everybody. I mean Africa Bottom, Chuck D, Brian Hargrove from Public Enemy, just everybody. Candace, just everybody. And that's was really wonderful. He didn't just go out with this unit, because James Brown always had the big show. He had everybody out on the show, and so it was a great tour, man. And we really enjoyed it. And we did Japan, we did North Sea Jazz, we did the Cactus Festival, we did all of these other things, but we learned a whole lot from being on those tours. And what it is to tour. A lot of us haven't been out there like that. That was like a totally different level. So Bootsy had to sidestep me a couple of times, say, "Hey, this is the level we need to be on."
Yeah.
And so I learned a whole lot about, hey, okay, this isn't like the street thing. This is like a totally different animal, and it was.
Yeah.
So I always,
like you said, that learning experience, man, is amazing. Yeah. We're hanging out today with Tony Wilson Jr., young James Brown, our producer, Mr. Markley, back there working hard. Appreciate that. Yeah, man, he did. He worked hard, man. He is hardest working, second hardest working man in show business.
If you ever go on tour with Bootsy, I will warn you only one thing: do not fall asleep on the tour bus, because he will be taking pictures right there, be right up in your face with your mouth wide open. I told him he'd never get me. He got me. He got me. He will
That's
get
what's up, man.
So you never know with Bootsy. You never know what you thinking he's just gonna sit back and laugh. No, he waiting for you to fall asleep.
Right. Rhinestone Rockstar Monster for Doll, baby Bubba. You know what I mean? So
he gonna get you, that's for sure.
That's so cool, man. So here we are. You're coming off this amazing, journey and touring and everything, and you're being established as the premier, James Brown, so to speak, protege. Because we're going to show some pictures on the other side that you sent us of you and James, personal pictures and stuff like that. So, we're hanging out again, with Tony Wilson on Funk from the Front Seat, Not on the Grind TV. And also, I might add a Club Funketeer ambassador,
That's right.
That. A Club
that's
Funketeer
the one you were
ambassador.
talking about. Me and Patty was on the stage. That's when she first thought about it. Her and Bootsy put it together, and she wanted me to do a commercial. So we did the first Funketeer commercial. I got the first band.
Look at that.
I'm the original.
Right, you are. Hey, I ain't mad at you. I'm just very happy that I became a Veep. She called me at first. I was happy to be an ambassador. She said, "Hey, we're gonna make you the vice president." I was like, "Oh, me a Veep?" Like, there
you go. That's right.
I could be Camilla. I ain't mad at it.
Hey, shout out to Funkster. I know he out here somewhere.
He is. Matter of fact, speaking of the Club Funketeers, for all you guys watching, man, we want to get some serious boots on the ground in 2023. So make sure you go to clubfunketeerambassador.com, man, and hit some of that stuff up. And also Funkster Jones and myself, we're putting together this giveaway kind of contest, but you know, we got to finish talking with Patty about that, you know, and Franz from, you know, XOTV and everything. But, you know, him and I have been working on some stuff and tossing some ideas around. So we're getting ready to make that happen. But 2023, we want to get twice as many boots on the ground, man. And Mr. Wilson here, you're going to be a big part of that as well, you know. It seems like there's not enough hours in the day, bro, because we're all so busy, you know.
Well, you know, it's good that you have some other people working. Like my sister, one of my dance ambassadors for the James Brown, of course, for the Funketeers and Boosie. So putting those line dances together, that formulates a whole lot because you have a fixed crowd already, and they all on the one. They all dancing to the groove, to the power of the one, and Flatlight and all these other great funk songs, you know. So that's what's really important, is that people getting involved in it, you know. Like James Brown said, get up, get into it, get involved.
That's right. And I got a surprise for y'all out there. I ain't going to tip it too much, but your sister and her crew put together a United We Stand line dance for us with my song in it. So they working on that. We didn't drop it yet, but that's a little surprise for y'all out there. United We Stand line dance from Nappy and Funk Army is coming, and I already seen a few of the clips, and it's tight. It's tight. Yeah, so
absolutely.
Just so y'all know, we back here working. We back here working.
Well, you know, man, I just appreciate it so much when established artists reach out and they bring. That's what the life is about. Once you made it, help somebody else. I'm so proud of that Boosie got his record label together and got a studio, and I'm bringing in these young cats and get this new blood out there. And
that's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And not just guys that are established, other people that are not established that he brought in and you know, and doing those things, because that's what it's about. I mean, I have some proteges too that I'm bringing in. So why have all the time if you don't share it and bring somebody up there with you, you know?
That's right. That's right. See, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because Lettuce and of course all the stuff he did with Silk Sonic and Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, all of those people that Boosie's working with, that young lady with the lollipop, I forgot her name, but you know, we appreciate you, Boosie, for doing that, and Patty, because you guys are extending your hand out to us, so then we can then give that to someone else too. And thank you for mentioning that, because too many of y'all out there be hating on the young cats. Y'all need to stop that. Stop that. Everybody has their season in time. And if it's your season in time, it's going to be yours no matter how old you are. Do not hate on other people. The more hate you put out, the more hate you're going to bring on yourself. So don't even waste your energy with that. If somebody's doing their thing, just be glad somebody's doing their thing. You know what I mean? I hate to hear, oh, this and oh, that. Come on now. Get off all that old stuff. That way of thinking is obsolete. Obsolete. Remember that.
All the young rappers and all the young singers and stuff, you know, and, you know, they can't have a better teacher than Boosie Collins. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Not only the art, but the discipline and all that kind of stuff, and just to be able to chill, you know, and do your craft and work hard at it, and don't be out there drinking and smoking and carrying on. So you get all the lessons without hitting you with a bat. He gets the messages to you.
That's right. That's right. And see, when we do that for each other, music is a universal language. The 12 notes that we actually can hear go out into the universe. They never dissipate, as Earth, Wind, and Fire say. They only recreate in another place and time.
Go ahead, sing it.
Everything we manifest and put out there is out there. Remember that, y'all. Stay up, man. Come on.
Hey, easy. I was waiting for you to sing the part.
Oh, well, I'll be back. I was out till 4 o'clock, bro. So working, just working. You funny. You put me on the spot now. Like,
everybody waiting, they like this.
In another place and time. That's all I got.
You don't have to be a
hit me about 9 o'clock tonight. I'll be able to get it for you. You know what I mean?
All good. It's all good. You're doing a great job.
Yo, Mr. Mark Lee back there, man. I love to hear Keith Jackson's voice. I love to hear Chrissy Key Rollins. And we're going to drop something that Boosie did for us for our anniversary, a little clip in honor of, Mr. Tony Wilson Jr. right here, and of course everything that Boosie's doing and all the Funketeers out there. But we always acknowledge everybody that supports the show and supports stuff, man. So we're hanging out, we're having a great conversation, man, laughing, joking, and I feel like you're sitting in my living room, bro, or I'm sitting in yours, one or the other,
And that's it,
one
man.
or the other.
I love the spirit that Boosie has, because he actually, even though he wrote the song and made the song touch, that's how he feels. Once he does his thing on his bass, he wants to reach out and touch the people. Like he said, I don't need no bodyguard. The crowd is my bodyguard. So he can walk through the audience. That's right. Yeah, so that's what love is, that love. But a lot of other artists, they have to have bodyguards, you know what I'm saying? And it's good that his spirit is like that, because that's exactly how mine is. I like to be out there. I don't like to just stay on the stage, bring up the line down, bring up the be organized. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
All right, Mark, hit that for me, bro.
Hey, this is Keith Jackson with P-Funk Radio, inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guest, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
Man, Keith, love you, Keith. Love you. Keep it moving, bro. We got you.
Hey, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here with Holistic Restoration, inviting you to check out Zach Robinson with Funk in the Front Seat. He drops new episodes every Saturday at noon on the East Coast time, and replays are posted for whenever you miss a live stream. You can find him on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube, and get ready for the funk, because he brings it every week, along with hot topics, amazing guests, and great conversations. Again, that's Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Go check them out.
We also got this little tidbit Boosie sent us for the anniversary that Mark's going to run. So thank you for that, Boosie. We appreciate it.
Wiggle worm here, baby. Yeah, and I'd just like to say congratulations to my man, Zach. Yeah, Club Funketeer number 9, keeping that funk on the shine for his 2nd year anniversary of his show, Funk from the Front Seat. It don't get no better unless you jump in the back seat and then jump back in the front seat on the one. Yeah, keep that funk alive.
Don't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? Love you, big brother. We're hanging out today with Tony Wilson. He's back with us. He's going to pop back in. We lost it for a second, but we'll get him back. This brother, honoring the celebration of James Brown's 90th birthday tour, and he's going to be taking, his act all around the country. So you guys are going to be hearing about it. Of course, it's going to be flooding all the social media outlets. But for those of you that don't know, you can always go back and rewind and watch Funk from the Front Seat every Saturday live at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we actually rerun it for our brothers and sisters overseas, because we're getting a lot of response from Germany, Australia, Italy, Japan, England. So they want to watch the show. So we've been running it at 6 p.m. and at 12 p.m. So 3 times on a Saturday here, and then over there, obviously, is during the morning. So, we're actually branching out, spreading out, and, still looking for sponsorships. So I'd like to thank P-Funk Radio, JTRP, Gabe Gonzalez, Larry Funkster Jones, love you, bro. Robin Circle of P, Philly Phil, get on the funk bus. Of course, Bootsy and Patty and all the Club Funketeers and ambassadors around the world. My manager, HJ Entertainment, my production company, Kane and Jams, Tony Cam, and the Funk All-Stars. And y'all stay tuned for the new Funk Alliance, because we coming hard, combined in Nappy Funk Army, doing Mother Funkaholics, doing the Earthbound Creatures, doing Tony Cam's band, also working with the Clones of Funk. And we're all kind of doing what we learned from George and Bootsy and Bernie and all of them about just all working together and not punching down, but helping each other. Oak City Music Collective down here in North Carolina. Thank you, Diego and Tammy, because I love you guys. Afterglow 92416. Shout out to Boogie Munson. It was his birthday last week. And Donna Sneed and Otis Hawk doing their thing. And of course, you know, Mikey P down in Georgia. Thank you. Brooke Clagett, my funk angel. All the great artwork you see behind me, my logos, Patricia Dioria, Aquarius Rising Art, Curtis Wilcox, of course, I call him the man, the boss, and George DeFunk Vinci down in Texas. I know you're watching. Thank you, because a lot of this artwork you see back here for the show is done by them. My close friend, compadre, and also takes care of my website, David Brooks out of Philly, Dr. Brookenstein. And over in Italy, thank you, DJ Coccolino, for playing my stuff. And of course, the Funk Chronicles up in Ohio, David Webb. All right, so y'all go out and support that brother. He's doing some great things up there. He always sends me shirts and stuff that I can wear today. Y'all can see I'm wearing my pfunkradioshirt.com. You know, so I gotta, you know, get some more stuff. So please send me swag and I'll wear it. XXXL. Right now, we're gonna bring Tony Wilson back in because I see he's been working on some stuff back there. So brother, thank you again for hanging out, and you can follow his information on the banner on the bottom.
Okay.
So YouTube.Tony Wilson promo 7, and of course his website.
Well, yeah, the promo 7 is the show that me and Boosie did, North Sea Jazz.
Awesome. That's what's
in
up.
Japan.
And where was it at?
It was at the North Sea Jazz Festival in Amsterdam, and also the Japan show.
The Japan show, okay, man, that's
and it
dope,
shows
man.
It shows me on Apollo in '92 and 2006 and all that stuff.
Yo, that's so cool. Tell me about the experience in Japan, as far as, you know, people being receptive, because they know about the funk. So tell me about that.
Well, let me tell you one thing, a warning. you can't ad-lib because they don't speak English. So you can't go, we want the funk. Gotta have that funk. We need the funk. There ain't no need in it. You're going to screw them all up. That one word. Now they mad at you. Because they sing it right with you. We want the funk. Yeah, they know everything. But if you say a word that's not in there,
right,
you messed them all up. You can't follow it.
I know
80,000.
I see a lot of how many?
80,000.
Wow.
It's like a ski. Let's say there's a stage here. It's like a ski slope, and it goes around like that. And they all in the sleeping bags, and then they all come down these different stages. This one, that one, and I mean, we were on the biggest stage, believe me. And we did a good 30 minutes. And also, you can go in. I can type that in. Tony Wilson's relationship with James Brown. Or matter of fact, for Boosie's Japan show, just go up under Boosie Collins Japan. James Brown tribute. And it'll pop up. Yeah.
See, because oh, go ahead.
No, Japan is a whole different animal. It's like,
yeah, and I think we're having some connection issues. Not sure. But anyway, because you're kind of freezing, but you're kind of not. But, you know, Sir Nose trying to get in all the time.
I should be in there. I should be okay.
No, you good now. Yeah, you good now. You good now.
Great. Yeah. So go to any of those videos, you'll see The Godfather Soul Band is my YouTube, and also Young James Brown on YouTube.
Okay, Mark said he's got a 1.5-minute clip. You can run that, Mark. For y'all hanging out, y'all gonna love this, man. Watch me. Get up. Get on up. Gonna see. Get on up. Let's set the heat. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Get on up. Get on up. Get on the scene. Get on up. Let's set the heat. Get on up. Wait a minute. Do the bump. Well, shake your bump. They on the scene. Come on, let's set the heat. Can they do the bump? Yeah. Got to shake that. I want the bridge. Hey. Give me the bridge. Go give me the bridge. Can I have the bridge? Go to the bridge. Give it to me. Watch me. Watch me. Yo, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Uh-huh. They had catfish on top of a bus playing the guitar, and Boosie was way up there on the roof.
I saw him, in the corner. Yeah. Yo, that is mad cool. That is mad cool. Kudos to you. Proud of you for that, man. And everybody that was part of that production, Boosie and everybody else.
For all you musicians out there that play the bass, get that song up again. Listen to how Boosie playing the bass on the bridge, and then that other part. I mean, that's just unbelievable. You just listen to the bass on that; it'll freak you out.
Yeah. I tell you, you for the movie James, you would give Chad Boswick a run for his money. I gotta tell you.
Hey, man.
I gotta tell you, you right there with it, bro.
Yeah, we got one coming out. We got some stuff happening, brother, for real. So even though James Brown's birthday is in May, we're starting this tour right after New Year's Eve.
Okay.
We're at the World Conference of Mayors, so every mayor is responsible for bringing it in, bringing the act in. You see what I'm saying? So it can always be an a la carte of different artists. We might have like we have different Climax, you know. Then we can have different other artists that we have on tour with us, and so. We're just doing spot tours. So that means if Cincinnati is ready, bam, we got the mayor, bam, that's where we're going. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So we have it, and that's probably the best way, because the World Conference of Mayors have lots of, so that's why I have all those proclamations, because every one of those proclamations is the mayor's making May 3rd James Brown Day.
Yeah. As it should be.
So, yeah,
as it should be. Yeah.
So we come in there anytime. When 2023 hit, we'll be ready, because we got February.
Yo, bro, we're gonna talk privately, because I'm definitely opening up for you down here in North Carolina or Georgia, South Carolina, somewhere. Definitely. That's done. That's done. I got you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. It'd be an honor, man, to be part of something like this. Are you kidding me? You know, it's dope, man. So I want to show some of these pictures before we get into the Afro-American Arts Alliance of Chicago and everything that happened with you with that. I'd like to show some of these pictures, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see Mark back there on the coffee break. I see you, Mark. I'm just messing with you. see, I can see Mark, but y'all can't. So I see he's drinking coffee. Yeah, he's like, no. I said, yeah, I saw the cup go up. Don't lie.
Yeah.
Me too. That's what I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Wink, tea. Is this tea?
There you go.
But while Mark is working on that, right? You did. You were nominated for the 22 out of 22 Black Excellent Award. Nominated honoring outstanding works of art by famous Americans, Afro-Americans in theater, dance, music, film, books, visual arts, and digital media. And people don't really know that, because you're not really a braggart kind of boastful person. You let your work and your track record speak for itself. But for those of you watching, you Google this brother, man, and I'm telling you, you'd be surprised the amount of beautiful energy that this brother has put into the universe. So, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, and I'll let you explain it more, how that came about. But I think Mark is kind of ready. He's loading up some photos now. So, Mark, Mr. Lee. This is how my brain works. I got to basically sing everything. What I mean? I wish I could cut it off, but I can't.
I'm good.
Okay, explain this for us.
What I just did, June. This is a proclamation I got from San Antonio, Texas. We just did the Juneteenth. Actually, you see my shirt. We just did the Juneteenth event, and so the commissioners and the mayor, they gave me this proclamation to make May 3rd James Brown Day. So that's what the proclamation is about. And
yo, congrats, man! Congratulations, bro.
Well, that was my band backed up James Brown. That's his last concert in Augusta, 2006. Guy to the left of him is Michael Washington. He's a bass player. All these are Florida musicians, with the exception of we have Mike Mouncey on drums. But that whole band is my band. Because James Brown had just came back from doing the I guess Prince Charles event, and then he flew in and he called me and said, "I need your band to back me up," because he couldn't bring his band. So this was called the Soul of America concert. This was actually James Brown's last concert in his hometown before he died, because this was May. Yeah, this is May 27th, and he died 6-7 months later. But this is his last Augusta, Georgia concert. My sister was on it. Her kids were on there. They did rapping on it. Montreal and Jarrell. So this was a really nice. You can see Tommy Ray Brown is to the far left. That's Levon on saxophone. Kim is on guitar, that red guitar, black and white, and then all the other people back there. Now he did have his other two singers that were in Augusta, and you can see. I don't know what Joe Collier's not up there. But anyway, yeah, that's all my whole band. That's my band. We were called the Tony Wilson and the James Brown Tribute Band. And so Mr. Brown said that he said, I'm gonna have a problem when I after something happens to him. So he had me change the name to Tony Wilson and the Godfather Soul Band. So that's how that happened. But we made the papers. Yeah, we made the papers.
We talking about it now. See what I mean? This is how God works, Amazing, man. Congratulations to you, man. Kudos to you, brother. Kudos to you, man.
Yeah, and I'm being awarded November 14th in Chicago, my hometown. So my whole family's gonna be there. And like you said, you've already read it, but James Brown said it all the time, is that it's really hard to be recognized in your own town. You know what I'm saying? You go other places, but this is an example of, them recognized. I haven't lived in Chicago for a while, but it gets around. And undoubtedly, it did get around. So, anybody that's in Chicago, if you like to come, information is there.
Yeah. Now explain a little bit. Hold this for a minute, Mark. Go back a second, Mark, with that. Thank you. Because this is what I was talking about when I was reading your bio and studying you. The African American Arts Alliance of Chicago. So that's big, bro. That's big, Yeah. Because 50 years ago, we didn't really have things like this to honor Afro-Americans that are on a very, very high level changing the world. You changed the world, around the world. So congratulations to you. And I'm telling you, many, many more accolades are coming your way. You deserve them all. Okay.
Hey,
tip of the cap to you. You deserve them all, man. When you get something like this from your hometown, right? Yeah. Do you feel like, man, oh man, it's such a beautiful thing to give back to them and they giving back to me? Do you really feel like warm inside and all lovey-dovey?
I do, because I think a couple of years before that, I had got the Lifetime Achievement Award, for things, because I haven't been in Chicago, but they've been seeing my work and stuff. So, and I've always said and mentioned, of course, that I'm from Chicago. I never forget my roots, where I came from. And it does. It gives you all the, the butterflies and all that kind of stuff. It lets you know as an artist that you've done your job, but you help others with you. You shared, and you were trying to teach other people, to be fluent in their work, whether they're playing the flute, the drums, keyboard, singer, dancer, rapper, poet. So that's what it's all about, is to recognize and then look at all the different aspects of music and drama that people do all over the world, whether it's martial arts, karate, ping pong, tennis, chess. You got to find something that you love to do, and you do it, and you share it, and you teach others.
Yeah, you're right. We just came off the Brett Murray Music Cares Foundation thing with Tony Cam and the Funk All Stars, man. Yeah. And it made me so happy to see those kids get instruments, and I could be a little tiny raindrop part of it, Right. So that's beautiful, man. Mark, you ready for the next clip? Yeah, man, let's roll.
Yeah, Boosie started something, Say It Loud, an instrument for every child.
Yeah, that's right. So y'all heard that. Say it loud. An instrument for every child, like we used to have.
Exactly.
And these are the different proclamations.
Yeah, the one at the top right I got from San Antonio when I first did the show. The ones right here on the second shelf on the left, those are from Boston. James Brown saved Boston. So I went to Boston. I did Martin Luther King's 50th anniversary, and it was the 50th anniversary of James Brown. So that's one of them is from the mayor, the other one is from the governor, the other one is from the city. The one that's at the bottom left is the World Conference of Mayors. That's every black mayor that's in the United States. They gave me that. Right. And then you have some. I got one from Barnwell, South Carolina, where James Brown was born. So yeah, different ones. And I mean, this is just some of them. I have lots of them. But this one at the bottom, the mayor's one at the bottom left, that one represents 200 and something mayors. And you know, we have a black mayor in Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that one represents all those mayors, which made May 3rd James Brown Day.
Right.
Yeah. So now I got to get the city of Cincinnati. I think they gave us one. To Bootsy. Yeah, when we did the King of Kings for the King building in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
King Records.
Yes.
Bootsy had a marker put there, and we did a concert.
Yeah.
This picture is on the. This is funny because I was doing a Beat the Devil movie, and so when James Brown, he had to take the limousine because he was in the shot, and they told him to drive, told his driver to drive further back. So he was watching me to see how I was going to do. So I'm doing my thing. I did my spin, and then Tony Scott, the producer, he told me to go and do a split. And I'm like, I'm gonna do what I do, right? So I flip split. I did a flip split, and so I thought I was gonna be in trouble. I heard the limo go spinning around. James Brown pulled up. He said, "That was fantastic." he put just like that. That's how close he pulled up, and he jumped out the car.
Say that again, because we're having problems with the audio because you was breaking up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You freezing, yeah, a little bit.
Am I freezing now?
No, you good.
Okay, James Brown was watching me do my part in the desert. We're in the desert. They got I did supposed to do a spin and then do a split. What I did was I did the spin and I did a flips into a split. And so after the director said cut, you hear the limo screeching and spinning around, coming towards me, pulled upside of me. And James Brown said, "You were fantastic." I thought he was going to cuss me out. He said, "Do a split, not a flip split." I don't flip, but he didn't. He loved it, you know.
Right. He said, "I don't flip."
Yeah, he said, "I don't flip." And he said, "And stop walking on your head, son."
Oh, my God.
But he said that. And then now that's our last hug, you know, because that's the last time that I actually saw him.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, see, these are the kind of stories you only going to get on Funk from the Front Seat. Inside dope. So thank you all for watching. Stay active, man. Tony Wilson Jr., the hardest working man in show business, obviously speaks for itself. That's your last hug. Where was that at? That was at the James Brown last concert in Augusta, Georgia. The one that you saw before. Right. Now, this is real good story here. I was on the set of, the same set. We was on the set of Beat the Devil. And I had already I knew I was going to see James Brown. I brought a James Brown dial with me, right? You know the dials? Yes. Yeah, the James Brown dial that sings I Feel Good. I brought one with me because I said, I'm going to get him to sign it, right? So I had it in my trailer. Then Mr. Bobbitt, which is James Brown manager, he came to the trailer and said, "Mr. Brown want to see you right now." And I said, "Hey, can I bring the dial thing?" He said, no, just leave that there. I said, okay. So I go to the trailer. We're right there. This picture here. We're out there. He wanted to take a picture together. And he said, "Come on inside." So I come inside.
he had a James Brown dial already set for me, and he wrote on the back of it, Tony Wilson, #2, keep on being me.
Yeah.
And that's when I told him I will always keep his legacy alive, and, you know, that kind of thing. So that was a really magical moment.
Passing the torch.
Yeah, not only that, man, we had a chance to talk for 30 minutes uninterrupted about stuff, man. And it was really something. And I'm glad I got that down now, and for the writing that he put on it, you know. So
yeah. We got a picture of that too. I know which one you're talking about because I saw the picture, you know.
Oh yeah, the vest. I took the vest off the dial.
Yeah. That's some amazing there it is right there. Yeah. That's some amazing spiritual stuff you telling us today, because you're sharing your personal life mixed in with your professional life. You've given us so much inspiration, so positive, and we're talking about you and James Brown in the same sentence.
Yes,
that's unheard of. So thank you, thank you, man. And you can see right there, #2, Tony Wilson.
Keep on being me.
Yo.
So that's an endorsement right there, period.
Man. Yeah. Like I tell you, you know, you seen I ran, I'm constantly running with the Boosies. Thank you to us for anniversary, because things like that go a long way.
Well, you know, Boosie surprised me too on the stage. He gave me this big crown gold thing with all these diamonds, security, I think, what do you call them? Security, whatever the stones you call them. Rhinestones.
Right.
It was beautiful, man. And I'm like, wow, this is the end of our tour, 2008 tour. You know, and Boosie is, let me tell you another thing about Boosie. He's always been his own man, you know, but like Boosie said, he never did this before, where he had to be responsible to pay the musicians and to do all that stuff. So all that stuff was new to him.
Yeah.
You know, and so Bootsy really did a fantastic job, man, even though he had a tour manager with us, you know, and he had, you know, just a lot of things in place. But this was new for him to do this, because he always used to sit back and just be ready to play. He didn't have to pay musicians and do this and organize them and make sure the hotels and this and that. But he had to do all that stuff. You can imagine how much luggage we had. And then trying to ship over the merchandise and getting stuck in different cities. And, you know, it's just a lot that you got to go touring. It's not
logistics.
Easy.
That's right. I know it's a lot of logistics just to move around the United States. I can't imagine taking all that across the seas. It's a lot.
Right. Yeah, but that was a great experience for him, though. He did a fantastic job on it, you know. So, and the other thing I liked about him is that, you know, with Live Nation, they wanted him to be Bootsy, and, you know, they kind of got probably mad that he didn't be Bootsy Collins, you know, because he said, "Look, no, I'm playing James Brown. I came here to play James Brown." He said, "This is for y'all." He's speaking of myself, Eye Candy, and all of the other people that he brought out. He said, "This is a platform that I'm giving to you guys, so you guys can be on this type of level." And so he did that, but they wanted him to do Bootsy Collins, but he came back in 2012 and did his thing. This picture here was right when James Brown got out in 91. He endorsed me to be in this play called Black Heroes, and he said, "Son, give me a tape," and I gave him that tape. You see, he has a cassette tape. That tells you how far back that was.
Yeah. Cassettes.
Yeah, cassette. So I gave it to him, you know, and he loved it, you know. So from that point, from 91, he hired me for everything. Yeah. That's how I got Funk Blast, Beat the Devil, you know, and then he flew me into multiple concerts, you know, just to sit back and watch. Who does that?
Yeah.
Who does
That's
that?
how, you know, we're from the greatest, I don't want to say the greatest, but our generation, I would say, is probably the last to really appreciate the live music thing. The young people do, but they didn't get it from the source. They got to go back and watch. We actually learned from the actual people. And that's the difference I try to tell young musicians. I was like, you're going to get it, and you get it, but you're getting it from YouTube and word of mouth. I said, I actually saw these people do this. And that's where I think we have a little advantage, but we can pass that on to the young people. Like my daughters, they never saw the mothership land. I seen that. You know what I mean? Things like that.
I saw it land. Right. Well, I saw it land in Soldiers Field in Chicago.
Wow.
So, and that was the big one. But
yes, it was. Yeah. I saw it at the Garden a couple of times. But yeah, I know. I saw the pictures in Jet Magazine from Chicago. So,
Chicago Soldiers Field.
Yeah.
So this picture is me and James Brown doing our thing together, and the trumpet player is Joe Collier, the one he always spinning his trumpet. You'll see in Living in America, a lot of stuff. And and yeah, man, this is like amazing things. You know, to be able to be with your hero is everything. You know?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Boosie was with his hero. I was with my hero, I was with my hero, and then Boosie became my hero, So,
he's a lot of people's heroes, trust me, including me.
Yeah, well, he's my hero because, he taught me discipline. He was like that big brother say, man, you can't be out there drinking and staying out late and all that stuff. He said, just do your thing, be Brown. Do like he does. Now this is Funk Blast. This is a poster they had of me when I jumped out of that billboard. Remember Funk Blast? You saw that first.
You were breaking up again. There must be a bad connection there, maybe.
Well, no. Okay, now it's bad. Okay, that was Funk Blast. The last picture you saw, the billboard. That's when I jumped out of the billboard. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yo, so we're hanging out today with the amazing Tony Wilson, Young James Brown. We just lost Mark, so I don't know Mark. Oh, he's coming back now. But we appreciate everything that you've done and everything that you're telling us. And thank you for these inside stories. And everybody out there, please stay active on the chat line. Remember, you can go back and watch our show today at 6 and then again tonight at 12 a.m. And every Saturday, we're here at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And all our reruns are on YouTube. So feel free. Give us the thumbs up, give us the likes, and do all these other little things that social media requires that we do. And I really love you guys and appreciate it. I try to get back to everybody when I can with all the chats and stuff. But, just give me a minute and I will get back to you because we do value your time. So we're going to bring Mark in for a minute because he always has a few great questions to ask. And again, bro, you're an amazing man. Let me tell you, I'm honored, man. I'm honored.
And I'm glad you're the VP, brother. You're doing a good job. I see. I know my sister. She be holding it down. She just love you guys. She loves the Funketeers. She loves Bootsy. She loves everybody, and she wants to make everybody happy. So
she does, man. Cheryl she's so cool, man. And we have the women of color on all the time, her crew. So they do to come back before January. But, she was at me, make sure you get my brother. When you going to get my brother? I said, I reached out, but he's busy. I said, it's not my fault.
No, it's all good. I got 3 phones. I got 3 phones, man. So it's like, okay.
I know. I told her. I said, Cheryl, he'll get back to me. We did communicate because you said, we're gonna do this. So I told her, I was like, we come. He's coming. Don't worry, Mr. Mark Lee. First of all, thank you.
Thanks,
for
Mark.
the pictures and everything, and making it all come together. And also, thank you for just being part of this show. You're a major part of it, man. And I can't say that enough. I know you got some questions.
Just a couple of quick things and everything. Yeah, definitely y'all were keeping me jumping today with those pictures and with the last minute clip and all of that. But definitely we made it rock and roll and all of that. But the question I had for Tony was, have you found that, I know that as Zach just said, legacy is very important, but have you found that the young people are able to understand the legacy of some of those that have gone on, be that James Brown or be that some of the blues heads, because I'm a blues fan and all of that, or is there something that you have to pull them to and get them to understand the shoulders that they stand on?
Well, that question is very easy to answer. They have what we didn't have. They got YouTube, So when they say when they want to learn something, they just type it in out of what we say. See, they didn't, like Zach said, they didn't live like we live. Like they didn't go through the psychedelic era. We wore dashikis. We wore the pants where one of them was red, the other was blue, and then the pocket was red, and the other's pocket was yellow. You know, we went through all of those different hippies, you know, the 60s, the 70s. They didn't live that. You know, I was watching a program, I think it was this guy Boosie Badass, they call him. You know, it was, you know who I'm talking about, Boosie Badass, the rapper guy.
I heard of it.
Yeah, but well, anyway, he was just saying that these kids, they do this gun violence because they can't fight. They never got punched in the nose. They don't know how it is to get hit. So that's why they do all the gun thing. My sister, Dr. Pamela Wilson, she's on. Hey, sis. But yeah, these kids now, we can teach them. The great thing about them, they have tools to go on YouTube and Google. Like even with me, type in Tony Wilson, James Brown, and they'll see what pops up, and then it'll explode. You know, I put in Booty Collins, James Brown, Booty Collins, George Clinton. Everything is gonna pop up, so you don't have to look for a particular. It's because they have this what we wanted as kids. We wanted that crystal ball from the Wizard of Oz. With Facebook, social media is that crystal ball for them, and they don't have to go through the books. We had to go to books. We had to learn. We had to study. We had to research in different books. All they do is push one button, bam, bam. Mark said it was James Brown. I don't know, some young James Brown. As soon as they pop in, they're going to see it. That's him right there. That's who Mark's talking about. So I wish that I'm glad that we have that pressure off of us, even though we want to be teachers. We teach our kids, we teach our friends, we teach our friends' kids. But they have things, man, we wish don't you wish we had iPhones in the 60s? Can you imagine that?
A lot of us be in trouble.
We'd be in a whole lot of trouble.
A lot of us.
Yeah, I see both of my sisters on, Cheryl and Pamela. Those are the ones that taught me. Well, Pamela taught me the tap dancing, and of course, Cheryl's my line dance ambassador, and she's awesome. But yeah, Mark, it was a great question because these kids don't understand how they so have it made. They really have it made.
Yeah, you're so right about that. But then I sometimes wonder how they would feel about the whole new tools that they've got and stuff like that. Because I've been having a friend of mine that's in that whole metaverse, augmented reality space and all of that. So I was wondering, is there any possibility that young James Brown will be doing a concert in the metaverse? Because I know I'm trying to get Zach to do a concert in the metaverse, but I'm wondering if young James Brown is going to do a concert in the metaverse at any time soon.
I'm just like James Brown. I'm way ahead of y'all. I'm already in the Megaverse. We're putting it together. And you know, of course, you can have your own house, your home stage. And Zach, let me tell you, the Megaverse is, believe when they come into your Megaverse, like we're coming in here, Megaverse, they can see your Rolls Royce customized. You already customized it in your Megaverse. They can see your house. They can walk in your house. They can come. They can sit down and have like you know, your avatar. And then you have Sister Cheryl line dancing. She can bring all her friends in your house. They can go into the green room. They can do everything. It's pretend, but it's real because you created it. So it's a universe of I would say more than virtual reality because you're physically in there as a cartoon, but you've actually customized your own house, whether it's 12 bedrooms or 150 bedrooms, whether it's 17,000 studios, whatever it is. Your Megaverse is just it's unbelievable. It's like looking at, you know how you have on the VR glasses?
I never had a pair on, but I heard about them. Yeah.
Right. But the difference is you created it. You're the person that made the car, the house, the lawn, the studio, the whatever it is that you into, it's all about you. You can create, like Matrix, you can create it how you want. You can plug in and you can plug out. So anybody to plug into Zach, any and everything that you want to put in there, you can just put it in there. You remember Bewitched?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can bring her eye and I Dream of Jeannie. That's the Megaverse. You can put anything in there. Anything, antiques, old cars, new cars, cars no one's ever seen, houses no one's ever seen. You can have a house way better than Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, or anybody's. It's just there, dude. It's the Megaverse.
I heard it's wide open. I would have to create a metaverse me to do all that stuff because I know it's time consuming.
It is, dude. Just don't let nobody create. Don't let nobody create it for you.
Yeah.
My beat was epic. Yeah, it was. Sis. We went to, but Mark, what other question you got? But that Megaverse is number one. Yeah, Zach, listen to Mark on that. Trust me.
I got you covered. Yeah, we working on it. I'm working on it for Nappy Head.
Yeah, I'm putting it out.
Yep, definitely.
Go ahead, Mark.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying some people like my sister, who's a line dancer, she could really capitalize off the Megaverse because you have people from all over the world. You can have locked in there and all the line dance from all over. My sister, Dr. Pamela Wilson, she can have an I Am Walk, I Am Woman of Color. You know what I'm saying? Yep. All of the women of color can come together and just do all these. And it's in reality, you can do whatever all these things that you want to do in reality, you know?
Yeah, that's real true. Now, I'm going to ask you the ultimate question because it's a question that everybody always asks. You've had the pleasure of working with at least two of these individuals and everything. But, the ultimate question that everybody wants to know is, who was the greatest of all? Was it Michael? Was it Prince? Or was it James Brown? Which of those was the greatest of them all?
Everybody knows James Brown because they won't be. You know what I'm saying? Well, Michael, and this sister Angela is my sister Pamela is my sister, but my sister's older. So I can't the name.
Tony, you breaking up again, but I'm sure you said it was James Brown because there would be no Prince or Michael Jackson without that, right? That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
You breaking up before.
Okay. It will not be Michael Jackson. Jackson was in the war to James Brown. He said her whole career, nobody admired him more than this man. And he speaks when he was 6 years old. He would watch James Brown more than anybody. And you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for James Brown, where would he be at? He'd be in the studio still doing what he do. He'll speak, but then between creating and
I think you need to go out and come back in. We'll wait for you because we lost everything you said. It's almost like there's a bad connection there. So why don't you go out and then come back in? We'll wait for you because we need to hear this.
How do I go out?
Yeah, log out and then come back in, and we'll get you back in. We're hanging out with Tony Wilson. We got plenty of time today because we want to make sure this interview is correct, and I want people to hear what you said. That was a great question, Mark. I think he said, and I'm quite sure I heard, and he could tell us, when he comes back in, that, Michael Jackson and Prince, and of course, Bruno Mars, the whole line of Succession of dancers, James definitely took it to another level. He took it to another level. Let's see if we can get him back in so he can elaborate on that again.
Yeah, I think he's trying to come back in, so hopefully he'll come back in right now. And at some point, we got to get to our.
I got it. We'll get to it. We're not rushing. We'll get to it. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tony.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. James Brown, of course, because if you look at Tammy's show and you look at the footwork. And then you look at the footwork of Michael. I mean, just if I was watching James Brown in the 60s like I was doing, it's so you can see with that energy, that nonstop hurricane energy that he had and executing dance moves and foot and all that kind of stuff. And so Michael Jackson embraced that and he put his own style within that. Just like me, I took from James Brown, but I put my own style into it. James Brown did a split. I do a flip split. I got my own signature moves. I walk on my head. I do a lot of different other things that Brown didn't do. It don't make me better than him. People might go, wow, he did a flip, but it doesn't make me better than the master because I learned and was inspired by him. you know, who's the most famous, who's known more than any artist? Definitely Michael Jackson. They have Aborigines that know who Michael Jackson is, you know. So, you know, in China, they know James Brown, but not so much that they know Michael. Michael's global, all over the world. People that live off the grid know who Michael Jackson is.
Yeah.
And he inspired so many people, you know, you can name them. James, Michael, Cameo. There's not no one you can name that was, because James Brown did Man's World with Pavarotti. You've all seen that on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So before James Brown was dancing up, he was doing big band stuff in the 60s. You know what I'm saying?
I think
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that don't know James Brown did ballads. You know.
Well, they know him. They know him through you now. You know what I mean? And I know you spread that legacy around the world. What we try to do here on this show every week since January, we have basically a hero of the week. We have someone that we acknowledge. We have someone that we ask our guests to acknowledge and talk about real quick too as well. So this week, if y'all hang out with us, and again, Tony Wilson, the hardest working man in show business, we're going to make sure we get everything in that we want to talk about today. And thank you guys for tuning in and staying active on the chat line. We love you guys out there on this beautiful Saturday. Mae Jemison, is that correct, Mark? Mae Jemison? Can you bring up a picture? She's our hero of the week, and she was the first Black woman in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to just take 2 minutes. And don't forget, we can't forget our sister Brittany Griner over there being held for some political BS that we know is BS. So bring Brittany home, please. You know, we can't sleep that story. It's very, very important. There's a lot of stuff going on in the country. That's why we do this show an hour and a half every Saturday, to take our minds off this stuff. But don't think that we're not aware of it. And don't think that we don't care, because here on Funk from the Front Seat, we're all about peace, love, and harmony. And we want to make sure that, you know, everybody's aware of these political things going on. They're very important to us. Mark's going to tell us about Mae Jemison. I think I'm pronouncing it correct. She was the first Black woman in space, you know, besides our beautiful sister on Star Trek. But, you know, this woman endured a lot. She, I'm sure, had to put up with a lot of people jumping over her when she was more qualified, being a woman, being a Black woman, being in the position that she was in. I'm sure she had to basically be twice as brilliant, you know, to be a scientist and to travel on the space shuttle and everything else. So while Mark is loading that up, Tony, tell us a little bit about what you got going on in the future. What's coming down? Oh, there she is. We'll talk about her now. Thank you, Mark. You can come back in, Mark, because I know you did some research on her.
Yep. Hold on 1 second to get my stuff there and get me there as well. So unfortunately, there's a lot of things going on in the Haiti, as you can tell. But just really quickly, Mae Jemison was out of Decatur, Alabama, so definitely a rural lady, and was the first, as you said, African-American woman to go into space. She also appeared on space shows, because some of the Star Trek shows, and we were talking about the young lady that was on Star Trek, she appeared on some of those sequels and all along those lines. But she's done some amazing research. She was actually a Stanford graduate and I believe also a Cornell graduate. So many people know that those are two of our nation's elite universities, and she was learning about aeronautics and all in that space. And she is actually now doing a lot of work in the STEM field, because she wants to get a lot of our women and our brothers and sisters into this kind of work. And it's work that we need to have in our society and all along those lines. So we do know that STEM is very important. She was a leading pioneer. She actually came in after the Challenger explosion. And we know that Challenger explosion took place in the 80s. And I'm sure that might have even been part of what inspired her to go into the field and all along those lines. But this is a picture of her actually on a ship and all along those lines. I've actually got a couple of other pictures of her, both in her full astronaut outfit, as well as what she looks like in this modern day times. I understand that she was recently at Duke giving a speech about the whole STEM nature and getting more of us involved in STEM. And I do apologize for the background noise, but I didn't know we were going to be this busy on this particular day.
That's okay. We love you anyway. We won't take any points off.
Right.
Tony, what do you think about this lady and all she's done for Black women in space?
Well, she reminds me of my sisters. You know, my two sisters were, of course, military sergeant majors, and that Pamela Wilson and Dr. Pamela Wilson and Cheryl Woodhouse. Yeah, Black power, man, women that are coming together and doing what they're doing and not looking at the status quo. Only men can be this and be that and do this and do that. So they set the standard for women. And I'm sure that not only in aerospace, but just in any line of work, you know, American woman in space, you know, during the 150. But, you know, I was told that she's conducting experiments in weightness and state of all that kind of stuff, you know, and motion sickness, because a lot of women and men have motion sickness, even in cars, you know, so it's a lot of different things that she has done. And she would remind me definitely of my sisters, being whether you're into military, whether you're into space or craft, she's a definitely trailblazer, you know, and a very, 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 very important woman. And we should learn a lot about our Black women. It's like, a lot of people don't know that they have Black inventors. We invented everything. We invented the traffic light. We invented the blood plasma. Matter of fact, Dr. Drew, that actually that invented it, he was denied a blood transfusion, and he the one that invented it. And so, yeah. So back in the day, of course, our culture, we invented everything, but because we were Black and slaves, we weren't able to. We were not able to take it to market. We weren't able to put our stamp on it, you know. So we had to give it to the masters, you know what I'm saying? And then they took all our inventions and they put it on. I learned a lot of this stuff when I went to join the play Black Heroes in the Hall of Fame, and I started learning about all these people and all that kind of stuff. But if you just look up Black inventors and Black power women and women that have empowered women, you know, that's what it is. That's why I stood as the ambassador for the National Congress of Black Women with Dr. Ife Williams. You know, I've been an ambassador along with Dick Gregory for years until his death, and I'm still doing it. And now we're on the Dick Gregory thing.
Yeah. So, you know, I wanted to add something real quick. What you said, and then, you know, Mark, you're doing an amazing job back there. Thank you, and we'll bring you back in because I know you have a comment about her as well. But you know, my father was from Georgia, Savannah, and my mother from the South. And of course, moving to New York, I used to have to go down South to visit all the time. But my father told me the reason why Black people were so imaginatory and geniuses when it came to inventing things. We were basically trying to make our jobs easier, you know, when they were in the fields or whatever. So they would invent something that would actually make their job easier. You know, and that's why a lot of creative, you know, ideas that came out during the slavery era and during that Jim Crow era was just to make our lives and our jobs and our families have a much easier time doing the menial hand-to-hand work. You know what I mean? And these are things that the schools want to take out, but we on this show, as an independent platform, and we don't speak for Facebook, we don't speak for StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard. I love you guys. We don't speak for any of those platforms. We speak for our own Funk from the Front Seat, Not on the Grind TV. We're going to make sure we keep everybody informed, 5 minutes on every show about heroes, Black, white, Asian, be they, whatever. There she is right there. Mark, tell us about her. Let me unmute Mark. There he is.
Yes, as I was saying, she is still doing so much amazing work in the STEM field, and Pamela is right. She did do that weightlessness experiment, and that is stuff that is needed to be done on a regular basis. And it was just a truly amazing person, and is still a truly amazing person because she is still with us and all along those lines. So I'm just glad to see folks that are in the science field. I think I had mentioned to you before that my granddad was a biologist. It's actually the biology department at Central is named after him. And my dad was always very much and is still very much into science. Has brought that to my nephews and everything. So I have a great deal of respect for the science field and for those engineers. And despite the fact that some people may say that we never went to the moon, I actually do think we went there and went to space. And I love what this kind of research has been doing. And, you know, we forget people like Mae Jemison currently and the Hidden Figures women before them. Because a lot of times, as Tony Wilson was talking about, a lot of times these people are putting in the back of the history books, and that's something that we are not going to encourage. And I love what you're doing, Zach, and definitely glad to participate.
Oh yeah, you came out. He's out of mute.
Yeah, you muted yourself, Mark.
You muted yourself. Yeah.
Sir Nose is all over the house today, y'all. So y'all just hang tough. Every time we be funking hard, Sir Nose be coming in trying to do these little things. But, you know, we know how to combat Sir Nose with the power of the one.
Yeah.
Mark, you muted yourself. We didn't hear very much that you said. You muted. But I know he was talking about this woman. And, you know, and Tony, before we get out of here, we're going to give you the full screen and give you the last word. But Mae Jemison, you're our hero of the week. We appreciate you. We thank you for all your hard work, being a pioneer, being, you know, the first Black woman in space, doing all the great experiments and things that you've done. You know, we really, really, really honor you. And, you know, kudos to you. And kudos to every woman out there, no matter what color, race, creed they are. You know, you are all queens, and we as men need to treat you like queens. We've been hanging out today. It's been a beautiful show, you know, with Tony Wilson, Young James Brown. You can follow all his work. We're going to give you the last word, brother. I'm going to jump off for a minute because any inspirational quotes or sayings or things that you want to let the audience know, please feel free to share them with us. All right. Then we get ready to get out of here. Thank you.
Well, I definitely want them to know that we're on the one, you know, just like what Bootsy Collins would say. And some other things they don't know about me, let me know that I was one of the people that was instrumental in returning the skull of Nat Turner. And if you know who Nat Turner is, he's the one that ended up, I would say, murdering lots and lots of white people, slave owners, and all that kind of stuff. Because I use this is you might not can see it and put it here. You can see me right there, and that box is Nat Turner's skull. So you can actually go to National Geographic and until you see the skull thing, and in that way it'll let you know. But being able to keep James Brown legacy alive is within itself a not so easy job, because it's not only that. There's a song I wrote called Fight the Power. Check it out, Tony Wilson, Fight the Power on YouTube. Keeping his legacy alive. We're approaching right now his 90th birthday, you know, and we have to celebrate it. Not only we, but the whole world needs to celebrate James Brown, because he influenced so many people on so many different levels, from Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, to I Don't Want Nobody to Give Me Nothing, Open the Door, I Get It Myself. You know, all these different songs that he wrote. Try listening and not only to the music, but the lyrics. Try reading those lyrics. Mind Power, which is my sister Angela's favorite song. And my brother, Ronald Wilson, he's a fireman in Chicago. So, you know, keeping James Brown legacy alive is a ongoing thing, because all I really want to do is help the young kids get to embrace their art and what they do in singing and music and dance and whatever it is. I went to China to teach master classes. I taught drums and all of this different soul stuff to the Chinese. So, you know, I am definitely a fundraiser advisor also to I Am Walk, which is I Am Woman of Color. And I've already made sure that I work in different organizations to help them, the Dick Gregory Foundation, Dr. Ife Williams, who's the president of the National Congress of Black Women. So keeping all these things going. If you want to keep in touch with me, I'm Young James Brown on Instagram. Young_James_Brown, and also Young James Brown. Got 2 Facebooks under Tony Wilson, and my website is youngjamesbrown.com. I wouldn't be who I was without my sisters, teaching me music and introducing me to it, because all I was interested in as a kid was frogs and snakes and catching them in tadpoles. So to be able to do that and the legacy going on, there will be a tour. Look for it. It's coming. Fantastic things I can't mention now, but that will be happening soon. I will be back in Chicago on Halloween night, and I'm going to look forward to celebrating, or me being celebrated, November 14th. And I love everybody. Thank you all so much. Like I said, if you all want to know about that skull again for Nat Turner, I helped, assisted in returning that skull to his great-great-great-great-grandchildren. So now they actually have it. It was already DNA tested. They have it. It's National Geographic. You'll see a picture of a skull. That's the one you want to look at, and you'll see me there. So I do a lot of things outside of James Brown, and teaching kids and drums. I am a school teacher. I teach kids in private schools and all Catholic schools and elementary schools. So we teach the drums and the soul and the singing. So I just keep my own thing. The Boosie is still out an instrument for every child. So we got to keep it on the one. Cause I don't want nobody to give me nothing. But if you open up the door, I get it myself. I'd like to thank you, Zach. Thank you, Mark. Thank my sister, my ambassador of dance, Sister Pamela, Dr. Pamela. And thank you, Booze and Patty. You owe me a milkshake from White Castle.
Y'all heard it straight from the man. And of course, this is just the first of at least 4 more interviews between now and the next year. So I'm going to be with you on that tour. I'm sure I'm already manifesting that, bro. I want to thank you again, my producer, Mr. Markley. Thank you all for staying so active on the chat line. You guys are so kind and so sweet out there. You support this show. We're into our 2nd year and a half. In May, it'll be 3 years that we've been doing this, and who would have thought, I'd be sitting here with the James Brown protege, young James Brown, and all you beautiful people out there that support the show, Patty and Boots, and everybody, P-Funk Radio, all you people have been absolutely amazing. I'm going to try to do as much as I can to keep bringing brothers like this on to spread, positive information, and to also, make sure that we keep our mantra of peace, love, and harmony. Right now, we get ready to get out of here. And what better way to get out?
Yeah.
Something from the Club Funkateer.
Welcome to the club.
Florida.
Club Funkateer.
Georgia.
Are you out there?
Maryland, D.C. Philadelphia. New York City. Long Island, Bayshore, Staten Island, Jersey, heard. Delaware, you aware? Pennsylvania. Minneapolis, say ho, Detroit. Ohio. What's up, Brenda? What's up, Patty? What's up, Lucy? Kentucky. Indiana. Virginia. I love you, Patrickville. South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Oklahoma, Texas, New Orleans, North and South Dakota, California, where you at? Nevada, Seattle, what's up, Propel? Now we're clapping our hands. What a great show today. Tony Wilson, young James Brown was with us. All you guys out there, we love y'all. He's beaming in and out, y'all. We got him.
James Brown, 90th birthday.
I love you, man. We'll talk. China, Tokyo. I'm Young High say yo ho. Japan. The whole continent of Africa. Iraq, Iran, Ireland. What's up in the sector? DJ Cocolino in Italy. Thank you. Kenny Soul, Sister Germany. I love you. Thank you for running my shit. Carmen, I love you. I'm coming to get you, baby, in Australia. What's up, Wendy? Iceland. I ain't got no beds in Iceland. I need some. Club Funketeers, where you at? Oh, yeah, baby. This brother's going to be doing it big in 23. James Brown's 90th birthday celebration tour. Come James Brown. You heard it right here. We love y'all out there, man. And we hope you guys have a great, great day. Enjoy this Saturday wherever you at. Don't forget, man, follow us. We all over the place. Social media was hot today. I love y'all popping out there. Mr. Mark Lee, we get ready to get out of here, brother. Thank you once again, Tony. Appreciate you, man. We love you. Peace, love, and harmony. I'm out.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.